Hey, yo, 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 yo. What's up, dudes? Welcome. I'm glad you can join. We are getting down with the get down. It is time for the live stream. It is time for the feedback session. I'm glad that 15 of you decided to submit songs today. And if you want to continue to submit, look in the description, click the Discord link, join the Discord, and just join the community. It's fun. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to have a live feedback session. And we have the first person here, yes, please, is going to be, I believe, Jamal. Let's see. Okay, so it's Mahal. Sorry. Yes, please. I believe he submitted last week, but there should be like an updated version. So we'll see what we got. Welcome everyone in the chat. Let's go. First song. And if you haven't been here before, what we do here in Ableton is basically analyze ozone and the loudness units so we can see how wide your song is and how loud your song is. The song needs to be super loud so that we can DJ it with the other super heavy tracks that we love. So let's get into it. We got Mahal. Yes, please. Can't hear? Hey, you guys. All right. Thank you. Easy fix, easy fix. This should work. Let me know. Yes? No? All right, good. Let's run it. Nice. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. With the Mahal. Mahal getting down with the get down. Yes, please. This sounds a lot heavier than the last time. I like to switch up. Please finish the outro. You know, we want make this outro not so abrupt, you know. This is almost done, honestly. As we were looking, this is like running at -4 LUFS. It's really loud. Sounds clean, good in the headphones. Someone in the chat said sub is massive, and that is definitely true. So the downfalls really would be we need like more high frequencies during the first drop. Like during this section, during the sustain, we introduce those high frequencies that are really needed, and you can hear it's like full. We have the full frequency range used, but in the first drop, we're like lacking. We're like lacking some of that high frequency from the main bass. So I'd recommend like duplicating that bass, layering it with itself, maybe make that other layer a higher octave or a different higher tone, and you can even spread out the width and start actually blending in another signal so that we can introduce some more high frequencies to just that. Honestly, everything else was mixed really well. It's nice, loud, and clean. I really do think that the buildup, though, is low energy. We want to add like fast anything, you know, war drums, tambourine loops, hi-hat loops. But then on top of that, you want to start adding like vocal chops. The voice is one of the best instruments, so use it and chop it up and make it sound cool. Add that to your intro. Otherwise, the song arrangement's really good. Breaks are good. I like the switch ups. I love the sustain section. Good job. Keep grinding. Finish the song. It's almost done. Let's go. Next, we have an amazing person named Error Code. He submitted Fear. And we're going to get down. Let's listen. Introducing Fear.
Error code.
Hans Zimmer just walked in the room, taking a chill. Ooh. Wow. Hey, that was sick. That was amazing, actually. Like, very cinematic, super just emotional, honestly. And the intro was so crazy. It just felt like a movie, which is really good. I love your ideas and I love the whole artistic direction that you really follow here. So, also, the good things that you have down are your song arrangement, being able to like build energy. You have these amazing like fill sections and different interludes into the next sections that are just amazing. And that is very rare to see and amazing to see. And it really shows like a better producer seeing all this, because usually people just do regular song arrangement, regular build-ups, regular intros, but this is something awesome. This will make you stand out. Also, a lot of these basses are sick and you have good call and response. The only problem is that the basses are not really strong enough or heavy enough, and they kind of sit in the background of the mix rather than being in the foreground, which is where you want them to be. There's also a problem with the song not being loud enough. It's not loud, so I have to turn up my audio interface a lot. If you were DJing the song live, we would have to do the same thing, and it wouldn't match the other loud songs that we'd be playing next to it. So that's an issue. You would want to make sure this is hitting, for this type of song, we want it to hit like -5 to -3 LUFS. Right now, it's hitting about -8 in the drop sections. We can see here. Cool. So now that raw, that's like the main lead, right? And that is the main bass that we need to pump up and make heavier and make more prominent. And I wouldn't just, add more distortion and saturators. I would duplicate it, layer it with itself, make that layer slightly different, make that layer distorted, and then start to blend those two layers together to make your one unique fat bass. That'll make it louder. And then you'll want to push everything up louder as well, like your intro, for example. Something that's low volume like this, which is running extremely low volume at like -24, -20. This is a perfect thing to use compression with. Glue compressor and compressors are made to bring up everything in volume, and it'll work so clean. But remember, we only want it to happen during the intro. We don't want that compressor to be happening during the drop. So you'll kind of want to automate the on and off to make sure that it's only on during the sections that we need it to be on. So then we can kind of balance out the whole song and make everything loud. And of course, to make the drop loud, you would use compressors and saturators, and start grouping things up, sending the signals to different places just to make things clean. Because when you start making them loud, they'll start distorting. So you want to make sure they're clean. Check out the Akuma video if you want to learn how to make that template to make things loud and clean. Otherwise, this is a good track. I love the energy that's building in the build-up. This section. But please get better samples, like the kick and the snares that you're using sound so old and just overused and not powerful enough. And you definitely want to replace them with something that kicks. Use sidechain during every one of these. We want a strong sidechain, fat thumpy kick, and during the drop, you kind of just want like more rides and cymbals, and you want to think of the whole drum set and add that more high end to fill out the frequency range. Otherwise, good job, dude. This is amazing. Keep grinding. You definitely have a good ear and ideas in your mind. So, good job. Running it. Next, we have Clay uploading. Oh, it's Clayton M uploading Cry Baby version 5 work in progress. Oh, and by the way, air code, I recommend the Agony Tear Out sample pack for samples. It's insanely amazing. Just search it on YouTube and you'll find it. All right. So next song, Cry Baby. Hopefully I don't do a cry, but let's check it out. Run it.
Roll it one more time.
Oh my gosh. Don't do a cry. That was awesome. Dude, that was crazy. Honestly, it was kind of like psychedelic, dude. Your fills and like, oh my gosh. I can tell that you know some like music theory, which is good because the drop, it makes sense musically. Things sound harmonically correct and everything flows really well. You definitely know where to put in, like, empty out space and put in your fills.
Roll it one more time.
And the way you just like use dynamics to start bringing in your sounds, it's really awesome. Good job. It's not loud enough though. You kind of want it to, it's like, we're at like -7. You kind of want it to be at like -5, but honestly, with this type of song, we don't have to go that super mega loud. You could, just pump it maybe one more luff. But the main thing is we need more sub, right? This is like a almost kind of future bassy type of song, and the sub is just not powerful and intense. So what you would want to do is basically separate the sub from the main bass, and you'll use a separate, really strong sub. And then on your main bass, you'll just cut out all the lows so that you can't feel any of the sub or the bass anymore. And then you'll have two different tracks, one sub, one bass, but it'll be playing the same MIDI information. And then you'll have a strong, clean sub, because right now it's just not powerful enough. Also, one big problem that we have here is like the timing on the build-up and just the intro. During the intro, there's just certain sounds that are not on time, so we basically stop dancing, and that's the last thing you want. You want to keep the rhythm or speed up the rhythm instead of kill the rhythm. So basically just work on making sure that all your drums are in time, everything's on the grid like it's supposed to be, and so that bump, cha, bump, bump. So these drums are not playing in time together. So you want to just fix that, make sure they're all in time together, and you'll be able to have a nice intro that leads into this buildup, which also needs to be in time as well. These kicks can't just randomly start building. They have to build in a certain structure. You're looking for like 4 and 8 bar loop sections, even 16 or 32 bar sections when you're kind of laying out these drums. Kick, 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 kick. So this started going too soon. It could have still been spaced out for a little bit more, and then it would start this, then eventually start this. So just make sure that you use like reference tracks, look at another person's track, look at how they build up their drums, and basically just copy the pattern that they did with their drums, but use your own drums and start learning how to make your buildups perfect, because your drops sound really, really good and the timing and the drums are all good. You just need to make sure these are good and you'll be just on your way, man. Good song. I really liked it. Good vibes, nice emotion. Awesome. That was Clay, and that was Crybaby. Next, it's Exton, full auto, work in progress. Let's run it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking killing it, bro. Exton, running it. Full auto. Dude, there's not much to say because, as you guys saw, we're at -2 LUFS. Super loud, super pumping. We're at -2 LUFS, but it doesn't sound super loud. It sounds clean and nice. And we can feel the sub. Lots of highs. If you're looking at the ozone, it is spread out like a spread eagle on spread day. Woo! As you guys hear, that bass is going so fast. That's just creating super energy, super psychedelic effect. That's the type of energy that we're looking for. The snare, though, is really tight and amazing and awesome, but it kind of needs to be like, I guess, a little louder or a little thicker or punchier, just to make you headbang even harder. But this is dope. You should definitely finish this. And by the way, the vocals, like the pre-drops, the super fast, that's really clean. I think it's right here. That's sick. Really good use of matching the vocal speed with like the speed of the bass. Oh shit, this alien is still dancing on the screen. Sorry. But Exton, good job, man. I love to hear this. We can collab, man. This is amazing. If you want to, just hit me up. Hit me up, dude. Let's do some music. Send me more music. That was amazing. Not much to say except amazing job. And keep on making bangers, bro. Next, we're getting into Loath. I'm sorry. Loath by Hyperinvasion. Let's run it. Nice. Loath by Hyperinvasion. Good job. That was dope. And now there are some timing issues, which is a big problem. We definitely want to fix these timing issues. One of them is the intro being too long, and the next one is the build-up starting like in the wrong section. We want to make sure that build-up and the intro are in good timing. If you look at my grid here, it says 1 through 33. So usually when I make a song, I start the drop at 33, and that's usually like a long intro. And then if I want a song with a short intro, I would start the drop at bar 17. So that's just a little guide on where I start my stuff. So if you look at the song, it's not going to be on the grid because it's not warped or whatever, but you definitely just want to make sure that the timing is good. Also, during the intro, this section is almost completely mono. So you definitely want to start adding different sounds in this section to start filling out the stereo field and make the song sound full, because right now it just sounds like it's all in the middle. Also, that bass, the sub, is really loud, and it's almost too loud, because when the drop comes, the sub doesn't sound like intense, because we kind of heard that loud sub during the whole intro. So you want to either cut the sub during the build-up, or you can lower the volume of the sub, or even use a different sub so that you can kind of make it different and make that drop sub stand out and unique. During the drop as well, the main bass is kind of like lowering in volume. For both drop 1 and 2, so that made that cool like stutter, flutter thing. It's really cool, but it's like lowering in volume as it plays, and we really don't want that to happen. We want it to be like kind of high in volume because we want that to sound intense, and with it lowering in volume, it just doesn't sound like hard or heavy and intense as it could be. And then with the width, we're looking better in the width. You should definitely add more width. Start layering your basses. Make them heavier by layering them on top of each other. Slightly change the patch, or you can add different octaves, like 1 octave down, -12 semitones, or 2 octave down, -24 semitones. Start adding variation to the basses. Otherwise, it's nice. Definitely work on the timing, like I mentioned. Please use reference tracks so that you can actually see how they made their intros and they make their build-ups, so that you can start using the techniques that the pros are already using. But good job, man. That's what I'm talking about. Last thing I forgot to say is we're at -7 LUFS. So make sure you get it louder. Use compressors, saturators. You want to be hitting like -5 to -3 loudness units. Otherwise, we are getting into the next one. This is going to be my dog Sabertooth, and this is Messing with Ideas and Stuff. Beautiful.
We hear the conclave of sex reveal our words to you today. It is so sickening must soon cease to exist, that it must come to pass because of our doing. We delved too far, we knew too much. We wanted to know secrets which were not meant for the mortals to know. Questions of gods and creators, questions of the elementary makeup of everything. We face the apocalypse.
Nice. Fire. Oh, gosh, dude, you have a lot of nice sounds in here. There's one sound. Woo! Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Okay. This is really good, honestly. I mean, as you can see, we're loud enough. We're at -2. We're wide enough. I don't know if you guys have seen, he's like messing with the panning. He's like going left to right in certain fill sections, and it's just amazing. Definitely dope tricks. One thing that I want to give feedback on, though, is that we're kind of at the point where we have too many basses coming at us. And it's like, some of the basses sound so cool, we just want to let them ride out. Like one of these, that dun dun dun, you can let that ride out for like, 8 bars, and you don't necessarily have to keep changing the basses in this little section. So just kind of listen to different songs, kind of see how other people are repeating notes, and then like using that as a call and response. You don't have to, throw so many basses out. You can, definitely. But at this point, it sounds like there's too many just going out there. You want to kind of organize your basses with the call and response. The intro was really sick. The timing is perfect. The buildup is good energy.
The apocalypse. Die slow.
It's heavy, man. It's dope. But just like I said, like some of these guns are just going really fast too much of the time. So just make sure that you kind of slow things down a little bit and, kind of organize the rhythm of all these basses. But yeah, this is awesome. Definitely keep doing it. I know you're learning from all these feedback streams. You're getting louder and heavier, dirtier. So sick to see. Good job, bro. Next, you have Jester. And Jester is Hyperinvasion. JLS Beats. Let's run it.
just a little bit closer. The joke's on you!
Hey, give it up for JLS Beats running in with Jester. Man, dude, the melodics and the emotion and the energy on this is just so cool and so awesome, man. Like, I love the intro. I love the build up. The timing of the build up could be a little better. The drop kind of seemed like it came too early, almost like A bar's too early. So definitely make sure that when it's building up, it hits exactly where it should be and not too soon. The emotion and the harmony in this is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. I can tell you're really good with the piano. In sections like this, during the build-up, the timing of the drums needs to be almost perfect. And it's not really, so you want to look into the way these build up. So all those just start, they need to be in perfect sections. So make sure that you line them up on the grid where they're supposed to be. Please use reference tracks to see how they line up their drums on the grid. So you can see how to get perfect timing with those little break fills. The drop, it's loud enough. We're at -4, which is really good. -5 around here. It kind of sounds like we need more high frequencies though. Let's listen. So most of the high frequencies are coming from the melodics, like the dun dun, like the violin or the orchestral sounds. So we really want to balance it out, right? We kind of want those sounds to be loud and prominent, but like tucked into the background, while the main bass has more frequencies and kind of is sitting in the foreground. And you'll use EQs to, get this. You'll use the EQs to boost the frequencies in the bass, and you'll use the EQ to remove frequencies in the melodic content. And that will make the mixdown sound amazing and clean. And this is almost ready, man. I really like the things that you've been sending me. It's just, I could listen to it over and over because the feeling I get from all the orchestral sounds and the chord progressions that you have, that's awesome. So good job. Keep making it. Definitely Subtronic type vibe, but like in your own little lane. So good job, dude. Next, we got Wait for the Drop. And this is from Drew. Let's run it. A. Oh my gosh, dude. True. Good job, bro. He has submitted last week and I believe the week before. So I just want to congratulate you on going hard. And I also want to congratulate you on building such high energy in the intro and the build up, because you honestly are teaching me right now that I need to start adding more energy and more build. It's just crazy. And I'm going to explain why. But this is awesome because obviously the sound design in the drop is dope. Everything is mixed down pretty well. Let's check the levels real quick to make sure that it is loud enough. So we were peaking at like -3. It's wide enough. It's really good. As you guys can hear as well, dynamically, we're switching between really loud sounds to like softer. All these fills. He's using silence very well. And doing that makes it awesome from moving and transitioning from section to section. So good job on that. Now, one thing that needs to be fixed, I think, is during the drop, you build up so much energy and you really have us expecting like the hardest drop ever at a certain section, but the intensity of it is not really there. You actually have the intensity that I think is needed in like this section. And it's weird because this section is kind of like minimal and it's heavy, but there's not a lot of sounds going on. And I think that's why it's needed, is because during the build up and during this section, so during that section, there's a lot of high frequencies, right? And then this is like really where the drop starts. And this is where I think this section should be, you know, because we go from all these super high frequencies and going crazy, super loud, extreme energy. And then right at this section, we want it to be the heaviest that the song is. And I think that if you have that minimal section, and then work it in a way that just sounds super hard, I think you'll have even a harder drop. And dude, people are going to love this because you have a good vocal build, nice energy, and it's ready to go. So good job. I would definitely work on kind of fixing the beginning of the drop just to make switch it up dynamically a little. Otherwise, dude, good job. Doing amazing. Keep submitting. Next, Forget You by I Am Dead.
I
Hey, Forget You by I Am Dead. Good job, man. Very emotional vibes. I really like the vocal that you choose. It just brings so much feeling and like it's a mysterious vibe, and I love it. The drop though is actually like too loud, almost too many frequencies coming at us, and it kind of becomes ear piercing at this time because we're really loud. You're loud enough here, it looks like. We're at -4, -3. So this is how loud you want to get. But when we get this loud, it's easy to sound distorted or to sound messy, and that's kind of what makes this difficult, right? We have to get really loud but also not sound distorted or messy. So basically we use EQs to fix this. So there's the dun 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 dun, and then there's like a raw raw raw, like a wide in the back. Those are kind of clashing together. You want to use EQs on each of them to carve out space. And the way you'll do it is you'll look at one of them, you'll see what frequency range it lives in, and then you'll get the other one and then carve out the frequencies that the other one lives in so that they can blend and mesh together. And then you'll be able to fix these issues with it being too messy, too much high frequencies. You also want to start switching up from high frequency basses to like mid basses and kind of change up this bass and make it a little bit different in some sections, especially in the drop B section. Otherwise, this is good. If you saw, this was wide enough, which was awesome. It's loud enough, and really the timing is good as well. So keep on working on the drop. Make sure that your basses are organized and clean, and you're using your sidechain properly as well. I have videos teaching all of that, and hit me up if you need any help on that too. Good job. Next, we have Banshee. Banshee is from Tang. Let's do it. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, that was pretty sick. That was actually really unique. Shout out to Tang with the Banshee. Sound design, super dope. We were definitely loud enough. We were like -2, super loud, definitely wide enough as well. But there's some sections that are like purposely mono, I think, and they're almost too mono. Like after the build up, there's like a fake drop. So this part, so I guess it's not mono, it's too wide. Look, there's no middle information. It just literally like, it's so low intensity, and for that to happen right where the drop is supposed to happen, it's just not ideal. Oh, you transition it to this section, which is so hard, and like, that just sounds so sick, the way this switches up to that. So kind of like incorporate this into this sooner, or change this up and keep the intensity high during this section. You don't want to lower the intensity. You built it up so well, sounded awesome, sound design sick. You got song arrangement and the timing down, and you're switching up really well between like the rates and the pattern of your basses. And the sub is just so fat and thick, and I just love that distortion. So yeah, good job, Tang. That's what I like to hear, dog. Next, we have Spaceless. This is by JW Music. Let's run it.
Fuck it.
Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.
Fuck it.
Let's go.
Hey, dude, you got some dope sound design in here, and there's some sections that go hard, but unfortunately, the timing is off significantly on some of these basses, and it's hard to listen to, man. And I'm sorry, but we got to get this fixed. So let's listen real quick. I think it's the main bass. It's like off beat. you may have delayed it. Like if you look over here, you can delay sounds and stuff, but you can't be too delayed. You definitely can delay it to add that dope rhythm, but this sounds almost too delayed. It may be the sub or the ride, like the hi-hat, that may be off time. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell, but please just check every single instrument, all the basses, make sure they're on time and going so that you can keep the rhythm and keep it going fast. During the second section, you got some nice new basses. Make sure these are all on time too. And honestly, we're loud enough at -3 and we're wide enough. The timing sounds right. You just want to make sure that the timing of the intro and the build-up sounds right. You just want to make sure the timing of the basses during your drop are on time as well. It's going to be very important that you get that right for every single song. But good job. I like to hear it. Good sound design, nice, loud, fat, thick sounds. And the sub could use a little bit more oomph. You could make sure it's separated, add like a pedal with the sub turned on, and give that a little bit more intensity. Otherwise, good job. That was JW Music, Spaceless. Next, we're getting into my dog Mipsy. Nonsense. Work in progress. Nonsense by Mipsy. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the motherfucking show.
Fuck you, bitch, I shower with my socks on.
Round 2.
Bro. Missy, behave, dog. What the heck?
Bitch, I shower with my socks on.
A. Nice. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So, intro to build is just so serene and melodic and beautiful. These vocal like swells and shit are just awesome. One thing I can say though is it's not loud enough in the intro. Use a compressor, use a glue compressor, bring it up during the intro, automate the on and off so it's only happening in the intro. As you can tell, the drop is already loud enough. The drop is actually too loud. It's clipping. Look at our waveform. It's basically clipped to the maximum. And this is a problem because we want dynamics with our basses. We want to get it loud, right? And it is loud enough at -2 to -3 LUFS, but we can't risk our dynamics. So if you need help with that, we want to route it in different ways. The Akuma template video that I made shows how I can actually fix this issue. You can make it loud while still retaining your dynamics in the actual basses. But definitely work on that. We also want to work on the timing, like during the timing of the build-up, during the kick. The kick, also, same problem as the other guy. The kicks start to building up too fast, too soon. So this could have kept going for a while, and then you would have brought this in, and then eventually you would have brought that in. So you want to make sure the timing on your buildup is perfect because you don't want to lose that energy while it's building. It's very creative though. I really love how creative you are with these vocals, and it just makes me laugh. And I love the energy of your music, dude. So just keep on thugging it. Make your drops hard. During the drop, there's a lot of the same basses playing. So get used to duplicating the bass, kind of changing it a little bit, making it a little bit varied. And then in a different section, you'll have a different bass come in, but it's kind of similar to the first. And that will help with that issue. Otherwise, good job, dude. I'm glad you're submitting, and I'm glad you're learning more and more. Next, we got Scarpy with Unidentified Work in Progress, number 3. Run it. Bitch. Hey man, that's what that perfect reverb ending. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Good job, man. All I gotta say is amazing. Now, the energy, the loudness, the width, it's all hitting exactly where we want. -4 lefts, we got it wide enough. That's what I like to see. The drop is so perfect in timing. It's heavy, it's unique. It has different rhythm and flow. It's really sick. If you listen, we're doing cool call and response techniques. We're using little fills like this to introduce like silent sections, and it really works really well. One thing that I recommend during the drop though is to like add a sustain in the back, because during the section the rhythm starts changing. It starts becoming a more quarter note chug and stuff, but you could add like a sustain in the back, add even more energy in that phrase, because it just is asking for more energy. You've built up so much energy, you might as well just give the listener some extra energy. You can add different type of sustains, different tones, just make sure it's in key. I really love these like Skrillexy vocal chops. If you listen. So these are like really melodic, right? And it sounds really cool, but they really need like chords underneath it. Those chords and a good chord progression would give us that harmony to sit underneath that melody, and it would give us the feeling and give us fills, and it would really just complete this song. It sounds empty without chords and without that. These type of vocals are really melodic, so it's just begging for some extra melodic support. I mean, harmonic support. So you definitely want to add that. Look up common chord progressions on Google. You kind of just want to look for like 1, 5, 4, 3. And if you're an E minor or F minor, just pick the chords in your scale according to your chord progression. And it's really easy to do. Hit me up in the Discord or leave some comments if you need help with that. But otherwise, man, good job. I'm glad to hear someone new is in here that makes some bangers. Hit me up if you have any questions in the Discord, and keep on making bangers, bro. Good job. Next, we have Space Portal by X-Tronix. This is my dog. We're working on a collab right now. Let's listen to what he got. Sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. He don't miss, dog. This boy don't miss. Yes, yes. I don't know.
You gotta be kidding me! Hey, look at me, ma! Ah, fellas!
I love it. It's just simple. I love it. Hard, bro. I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, it's a regular song with a regular melody, regular blah blah blah. But then all of a sudden, a boom! Sick rhythm, sick flow, super heavy, super loud, super wide. Everything sounds good. Song arrangement's perfect. Timing's perfect. The only like things that don't sound perfect are kind of the intro, right? It's good, but it just sounds really basic. Like the drums could be going faster. You could add more hi-hat loops. You just want to speed up the energy. You could add like arps that are going really fast in the background that match the key and just fill out the frequency range and the stereo field and add high energy during this section. During this breakdown, we need more stuff like maybe a vocal chop, for example, or just some crazy like a war horn or just some stuff to build up some energy right before the buildup happens. Basically this breakdown and this buildup need to match the energy of the drop because the energy is so heavy that we need to add just crazy tension in this buildup. That's what you want to work on. Otherwise, man, I love when you send submissions. Keep going. You are cracked out your mind and you're making really good music. Our collab is about to drop. Probably, who knows, whenever we're finished with it. But when it does drop, it's going to be heavy. Keep making music, keep making bangers, keep going hard. That is X-Tronix, that is Space Portal. Next, and lastly, we have Exotic with Dimension. Welcome, Exotic. I'm glad you could submit. This is the last song of the night. Let's run it with Dimension. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh my God. That's the bro. That was so good, man. God, what a great way to end it, man. Thank you for submitting that amazing fire. It amazes me that you guys are sending such good tracks, man. I just started this. This is my third feedback stream. You guys are cracked out already. But let me digress. This song is so dynamically beautiful and mixed so clean. Like, it's just crazy, man. It's very hard to explain the emotions I get and the feelings I get when I listen to something like this. During this section, I was just thinking like, oh my God, life is so good. And when I'm thinking like that during a song, got a banger, bro. So let's listen real quick. If you hear this, dun, 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 that is like the centerpiece of the beauty of this song, because we have all this melodic, amazing harmonic content in the intro. And when the drop hits, it's just heavy, heavy, heavy. And then we sprinkle a little bit of that melodic, and it has so much reverb and just brings so much atmospheric space and psychedelic effect. And it's really amazing. And he uses it so perfectly throughout the whole drop. And as you listen, the same basses are not playing throughout the whole drop. We keep changing between basses, and we keep really look at the waveform. All these little silent sections, he's using dynamics beautifully. This is how you make music. This is how you make people stop listening and start feeling, which is freaking awesome. One, and probably the only thing I want to give feedback on, is some of these basses are just too mono. Look at this, it's just pure mono. This is fine. We want to keep this signal, but you want to add a wide signal in parallel with this so that we have the middle and the wide signal playing. You want to fill out the stereo image. After the stereo image is filled, this song is ready to be exported and shared with the world. It's amazing. Good job, bro. Hit me up if you want to do collabs. Send me music. You got that on lockdown. Man, that was awesome. Thank you guys for submitting. My name is Dripment. This is the live track feedback number 3. You can join the Discord if you want to be in next Friday's video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And join the Patreon if you want to support me and get projects, racks, and presets. Otherwise, thank you guys for everything. You're amazing. Have a good night. Stay fresh. Peace out. Later.